Okay, I think I learned a little bit more today. And the thing is that basically these revolving doors were installed like last year, West Park Supermarket. The thing is, sometimes you reach a certain point where any kind of engineering is counterproductive. And this is sort of what happened with the supermarket. They said people are too fast. We need to force them to slow down. By any cost whatsoever necessary. And the thing with that is, it just sucks, man. It's quite funny. I asked like the receptionist woman on the information stand, and she told me something like, I think it's beautiful because now there's no cold draft of air. And here's the funny thing. If this cold draft of air appears, it's the job of the employer to provide you with warm fucking jacket. If the employer can do that, then it sucks. Then there's the argument to be made because no special replacement parts were available. Electric doors, electric glass doors. Number one, first of all, why not use plastic? Number two, if not plastic, why not some other glass? Or let it be all black in metal. I don't fucking care. So don't give me that shitty excuse, I think it's quite important if you think something is bad. It's quite important to get a perspective of somebody who tells you why this bad thing is good. Either the person might convince you or bring such a shitty argument that you say, Jesus Christ, man, that's even worse. And in our case, it's just worse, And I asked explicitly, will they make these revolving doors slower? And she said, probably, no, not that I know of. But I said, you know what, can I get some email address? So I'll write them to make it slower. Because if I've learned anything from pain and suffering, it's instead of decreasing the pain and suffering, it's your active duty, it's your active job to increase suffering for everyone. Because here's the funny thing. Have you ever watched like some doom and gloom movie like Resident Evil or something like this? And some dead body corpus gets stuck in an elevator or something, smushed in the elevator. It's the same with these revolving doors. They have sensors. So if anybody doesn't realize they're too close on the front side, these are like, you have to think about it like it's a circle, And it's split up in 3 different areas, like 60 degrees, 60 degrees, and other 60 degrees, And it's constantly revolving clockwise, If anybody gets too close on the front, the sensor says stop. If anybody gets too close on the back, it says stop. So the chances are quite high that anybody makes this thing stop. Either by accident or purpose, or by being too fast or too slow, too old or too young, fat and thin, it doesn't matter, it slows everybody down. And this is the beauty of it, which kind of amazes me. For the security sake, let's say somebody malicious would come there and say, nobody moves, everyone is trapped. Everyone is literally trapped, man. And somebody approved this shit to trap, you know, you just wanted to enter a building, now you're trapped. And I don't know about you, but to me this sounds stupid. Trapping people in a revolving door. How about hot take in 2025, I know. But how about not trapping people? Can we normalize not trapping people? Can we make this a thing? Chat, is this possible? Can you put that, chat? If we put our heads together, you know? If we study Albert Einstein and who else? If we studied Stephen Hawking radiation. If we studied all these far out concepts of physics, you know, gravity, antimatter, and all this kind of thing, I suppose we could argue that these shitty revolving doors are literally the worst kind of cancer you could even imagine. And yeah, what can I say about this? This shouldn't happen. And therefore, a petition against this cancer would be nice. And if the woman on the reception is freezing because of a cold draft, it's not the fault of the engineering, it's fault of the employer for not providing you with proper jackets, you know, because this is just batshit crazy and stupid. Yeah, it's like always, it should be always possible to yeah, what can I say, to leave a building fast, to leave a building fast and enter fast, you know, in case of a fire. I'd like to know what's the viewpoint of this kind of thing. For safety reasons, I gotta ask, you know, let's suppose there's a fire. I need to know how to leave immediately, since apparently all this shit there, you can run around all the way to the back, but this is literally the same speed. So take the direct route, which is very slow. I'll choose the rerouting, which is faster, but requires you to walk through a hoop, you know?